Hi, grade 2 and 3. How are you? I hope everyone had a good Easter and a good Easter break. So as you can see, I'm at the school here today, and it's very lonely here. It's very quiet. I'm upstairs in the art room? Yeah, the art room. And there's no one here, of course, just a few teachers also here working in the building. But I'm here to help you out with our social studies assignment for this week that I would be doing with your class if I was there with you in the class. So it's in this booklet again. Remember, we already worked on that page, and we worked on these two pages last week. Well, actually, the week before last week, before Easter. But a couple of you asked me and wondered, what about the back? We didn't do it yet. So that's what I'd like to help you with and do together today. So on the back, if you guys could open up, and because this is a video, you can pause this right now and go and get it if you don't have it out in front of you. I'd like you to open up to this last page, and it says, why are natural resources important? So natural resources are things that come from the earth naturally, right? And a lot of them change their form before we use them, so it might not be so obvious, but some of them are. You'll see what I mean. Natural resources help the interaction between living and non-living things. All over the world, humans use natural resources to meet their needs. So that's important because we've been talking about needs and wants, and we use a lot of natural things, natural resources to meet our needs. Most resources are used for food and drink, transportation, and buildings. List the natural resources that may be needed to obtain the following resources. So then there's a section that says food and drink. Can you see that on your page? And it says milk, juice, salad, and eggs. So I'd like you to take a minute and try your best. Maybe you can do this on your own. So I'll give you a minute to use your pencil and write beside it what that comes from. So milk comes from, you can write it on your own. Sure, this first section is a little more obvious, so I think you guys can do this. Juice comes from, I'm giving you time to do it yourself. And of course, there's a variety of kinds of juice. So let's just give a broad answer, like fruit, right? You could just write fruit. And beside milk, you would write, yep, you got it, cows. Beside salad, we would write vegetables. And beside eggs, we would write, yes, chicken. So I will write those on here now and make sure that you have them too. And I'll try to zoom in, but I'll also do a little freeze at the end. I will take pictures and post them so that you can see it up close, okay? So I'm going to be writing here cows, fruit, vegetables, and chickens. All right, I think that's big enough that you can see it, but I'll post a close-up after too. The next section is transportation. So how would a canoe be made? It depends on the type of canoe. It depends what era we're speaking about too. So nowadays they might be made with a few different things, but traditionally a canoe was one of the types of transportation they could use long ago because they made them out of wood, right? Which comes from trees, right? So we'll put trees beside canoe. That would be the natural resource, right? Trees are the raw material, then we change it to wood for all kinds of other things. But we'll just write trees here. What about an airplane? Airplane and bicycle. Those would maybe be similar. Can you think about the type of materials used to make those? I wish you guys were here in the room with me and you could put up your hands and tell me, but since we aren't together, aluminum. That is a natural resource. It's a type of mineral that has to change and be processed a little bit to become the type of aluminum that they can make into a plane or a bike, but that is the natural state of the first thing. So we'll write aluminum twice on this one, okay? There might be other right answers too, but that's what I would put for those two. So if you have another answer, you can send me a message and ask if it would work too. But I'll put aluminum twice. A-L-U-M-I-N, aluminum. M. And then we'll write that one more time for bicycle as well. Can you see those? I hope so. And the last one for transportation is fuel. So when you go to the gas station and they pump something into your parents' car, the fuel, where does that come from? What is it? Do you guys know? Are they pumping it with milk? No, you all know that. What kind of fuel do we use? Well, it's usually petroleum. So we'll write petroleum there. Some cars take diesel, which might be a little bit different. I don't know exactly, to be honest, but of course, oil, gasoline, they come from the ground, and petroleum specifically is the type that we use to put in our cars. So petroleum here. P-E-T-R-O, petro. You might have heard of the Petro Station or Petro Canada. That's short for petroleum. So a couple of longer answers there in that section. Going on to the last section, and remember you can pause this if you just want to copy off of here and it's taking you a minute to finish, that's fine. The last section is called buildings, and it says house. So where do you think the majority of the materials for a house come from? I'm looking out across the street from the school at the new builds, all those new houses going up. There's a lot of, yes, wood. And wood comes originally from trees, just like we put above for canoe. So I'll write trees again for house, okay? Other materials too, yes, of course, but wood is one of the primary materials for building a new house. So we'll put trees. Heating. Do you guys know how our houses are heated? Well, in the olden days, they would have heated their homes just with a wood burning fireplace, right? So wood could be a type of material used for heating. But nowadays, we don't use a wood burning fireplace as our main source of heat. We might use them once in a while. That's nice, but the main way that our houses are heated is with natural gas. So you've probably heard of Sask Energy. Maybe you know someone that works for Sask Energy. Well, what they do is they produce and coordinate all of the natural gas to be brought into our homes. So through different lines, they can heat our homes from that source. So I'll just print natural gas right here. Next is driveway. What are our driveways made of? Our roads too. Yes, cement, right? And how is cement made? Probably from tiny pieces of rocks that are ground down and crushed into just a powder and then mixed with water to make it liquid to smooth out over the driveway, and then it hardens into rock again, right? So that's a natural resource, the rock. Stone, maybe we'll write, beside driveway, we'll write cement slash stone, okay? 2 words here. And only one left, and that is windows. Remember to pause this if you need time to catch up on those, okay? But windows, I forget if we talked about this together yet. I don't think we did, about windows coming from sand, right? Glass originally comes from sand. So they heat the sand up really, really hot to a really high heat, and eventually it becomes that clear glass that is laid out flat and of course has to harden, dry, cool off, and then it is made into the shapes and cut into windows. So windows, the natural resource they originally come from is sand. I'm going to write glass slash sand, just like I did for that one, so that you understand the progression there. Okay, so I hope you understand what those all mean, and I hope that you're able to complete this page sort of on your own, but sort of by looking at this and listening to our discussion here. We will go over it and have time to discuss and answer any questions that you have in person when we're back together. But if you have other questions about it right now, you can definitely send those to me too. Through Seesaw here, I can answer anything that you need help with social studies, okay? So for next week, we'll have something a little bit different, but this is the last page that I already had given you. So next week, I probably will have something for you to pick up when it's the package pickup day. But for this week, I didn't include anything new because I knew you had this one in your bag, or sorry, in your book already at home. So finish that up for me. That would be great. And it's hard not seeing you guys. I hope you're doing well, and we will see you again soon. Okay? Bye.